Hey guys, so today I am doing a special effects makeup look. I'm doing this Pretty Little Liars trend on TikTok, so I've done all my TikTok filming, so what I need to do now is actually make the special effects. So I'm going to turn myself to make myself look kind of dead, so this is my official warning, trigger warning. If you don't like seeing special effects bloody, I'm gonna put like a bullet hole here, so if you don't want to see that, don't watch. But if you do want to see how I do that and how I do actually a lot of my special effects stuff, then follow along and yeah, enjoy the video. I thought I'd do the intro not scary looking because yeah, just in case you did want to watch it. But yeah, so follow along and I hope you like it. Alright, so I took off all the makeup that I had on before besides my mascara and eyebrows, and we're going to start with actually making the bullet wound in the center of my head, just to make my life easier. Then I don't have to deal with foundation afterwards, or foundation beforehand and getting all smudged. So we're starting with scar wax. First, I'm going to use spirit gum. This is good adhesive to get the scar wax on there. So I'm just gonna kind of, if I'm doing a more complex look, I'll like outline it with paint or something, but it's pretty simple. I'm just doing like a circle in the center of my forehead like that. And I'm just gonna kind of make a thick circle because you're gonna spread the scar wax out so that it kind of blends with your forehead. The scar wax is already like pretty tacky, so this is just a little extra. And I just wait for that to dry, and then I'm gonna roll out little kind of worms with the scar wax and go around in like sections on the forehead, and just take it section by section and connect them together. I'll show you how to do that in a minute once this dries a little bit to get tacky. It also smells very much like alcohol, so if you do use spirit gum, just be aware. If you're doing special effects, a lot of stuff, the products smell really bad, like liquid latex too. It smells awful. I hate it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna use liquid latex today. It depends on how the scar wax turns out. And then I put on the scar wax, and then I usually paint over it with foundation first. I'm going to use a mix of white and my regular foundation to kind of give myself a dead look, but I don't want to be like so white that it looks clowny, so that's why I'm mixing the two. And then I'm going to probably paint the inside and do fake blood and stuff like that, but I'll most likely do foundation, then make the rest of my face kind of dead looking, and then go in with the blood because the blood gets everywhere, so I gotta be quick with that. And then I'm also going to be using contacts as well, so you'll see that in the finished result. That's feeling pretty dry already, so let's just start here. I'm going to be looking in my mirror here. I'm just going to kind of put it around the edge, get that dome shape. Mine has little black bits in it because I just reuse my scar wax sometimes. I think the last time I used it, I had used like black paint or something with it. I don't remember, but that's why it doesn't all wash off. And then see, I'm just like, I literally just spread out the ends with my fingers, and then I'm pinching this to kind of make that whole shape. And I'm gonna go in with some more here, make another little wormy. I think I'm gonna like make this a bit smaller. I'll probably like make it a bit smaller when I push this in. It's better to go bigger because then you can at least kind of scrunch it a bit. Yeah. And then again, I'm just squishing out the edges, and I kind of connect the pieces by pinching them together. And there you kind of got the general shape here. And I'm just going to keep like spreading that out a bit to make it more seamless. Trying not to get any in my hairline. Oh, getting liquid latex in your hairline is the worst though. That stuff hurts to pull out. I've done that before. yeah, and then I'm just gonna kind of push it in, make it a little, it doesn't need to be like perfect because it's like a bullet one that's really big, so I'm probably gonna scrunch it in quite a bit. And you want it to kind of look messy. There, so that's kind of general shape I'm going for. Then I'm gonna mix my two foundations to kind of make a bit whiter than my natural skin color. I know you didn't think you could go whiter than me, but we are there. So that's looking pretty good. It'll look more blended once I add like blood to cover up kind of the knot parts that aren't cooperating with me. So honestly, with SFX, it's great if you're using like fake blood. You can just cover up the bits that you've kind of made a mistake with, and nobody will know because it's all covered in blood. All right, so that's kind of what we're going for here. Good. All right, I'm gonna go into foundation and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I'm just going in with like a contour before I do focus on the wound, and you really want to blend it out. And it's gonna be, you want to use a gray contour so that it kind of promotes that dead look. You don't want to add any sort of red or orangey pigmentation to your face, because that'll kind of contradicts looking dead. So I'm using like just a small little fluffy brush, just so I can get that preciseness. I'm also going to go under my jawline with it. It's a little harder to blend it out with these tiny brushes, but I can get into the eyeshadow better with them. And then you just want to bring it down like this. You're really accentuating your bones. You want to look thinner so that, you know, because it'll make you look more dead. So something like that. I'm going to blend it out more and go onto my jaw. I'm also going to go in and make, and probably do my nose as well. And I'm going to probably put a little bit of redness around my lips, as well as make it look like my mascara is running. But I'll probably do all that like last right before I put the contacts in, because I'll be using blind white contacts. It's really hard to see out of those, so that's like the very, very last thing. That might actually work out for me because my eyes tend to water when I put in those contacts, and that might just make my mascara run more. So it'll work out. It all works out in the end. You just want to also, like when you're doing a dead makeup look, I suggest making yourself look very flat and matte, unless you're like going for like a watery kind of look. Otherwise, most of your face, you want it to be very matte. You don't want to show like oils or anything like that. And the sadder you can make your hair look, the better. Luckily, I'm not having the best hair day, so that will work in my favor in the end. So yeah, I'm just going under the jaw. And with dead makeup looks, I find that you can be messy with them. Honestly, you don't want it to look perfect. If your makeup can look messy in a way, it'll end up making your look even better. Just because what dead person has good makeup? So there you go. And then I'll go in a little bit here, and I'll probably add some like random spots of like brown, like a cool tone brown, to make it look kind of like dirt as well. That's a good idea. All right, I'm gonna do my nose and my forehead, and then probably go in with the dirt spots, and yeah, and then we'll kind of focus on the wound a bit. Okay, so I went in with a little bit of the dirt look. I did my under eyes as well. So what you want to do is go in with like that deep gray right around, just all along your kind of bags, especially right in here. And then I did the purple in like the deepest areas right in here to give it that kind of dead bruised look. And then I went in with a little bit of red right here to give it that fresh, almost fresh wound, or yeah. And then I'm going in with a little bit of dark brown and just kind of making it look really messy. So I'm like blending it out messily with my finger quite a bit. And then I also contoured around my head and I made it again look very splotchy. You don't want this to be neat. I'm going in with an old toothbrush actually now. And I'm gonna take some like brownish water paint. Do I even have brown? That's the real question. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with like a brown water paint and just splotch it. Just kind of to make it look like fresh dirt. So I'm going in, trying to make that like dirt look. Okay, so I'm just wetting the brush and then putting it in the water paint to get it wet, and then we're gonna blend it around, get it all over the toothbrush, and then just flick it like that. See how it's making kind of that splatter. I'm also gonna go in with like a thin brush to make like kind of deeper. And don't do what I did, put like a towel on yourself because that stuff literally gets all over you. Let's see, just a little, I want like a little thin brush, I think. I gotta get all the blue off of it for my last makeup look. And then I'm gonna like put more dots all around that dirt area. That's gonna make it really look like I just, yeah, I'm very dead looking. Okay, so that's just more pronounced splotches, and if you kind of like don't like how that looks, you can just tap it out a bit. Let's blend it a tiny bit, and we're gonna go up here, more here, and oh, that's a smudge of dirt. Perfect. Again, it's like it's hard to make mistakes doing a makeup look like this because you can just smudge it and it makes sense. So, right? Just gonna go, I think that's good. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with the coloring of the inside of this bullet wound. And I'm gonna start with red. I'm just going in with this like crayon, and I'm gonna go all around the edges. Sorry, you can't really see that. Edges and just kind of around the perimeter. Don't worry, I'll blend it out. I'm just gonna doop doop like that. Blend gently. You can always reshape your scar wax. The great thing about this scar wax is it doesn't like dry down, so I can like move it later if I need to. I'm going to take a brush if I can find a clean one. Oh my goodness, this is my struggle. I can never find a clean brush. Okay, aha, got one. And just get around those edges. You take some more on the brush like this, and just, yep, right around the inside of it. And I'm gonna go in with like a darker black to get into the edges. Just have to find my paint palette. This is the paint palette I use. You can't really see. It's called the Athena painting palette. It's oil paint and it's from Amazon. It's just nice and cheap, but it's really handy. This is all the colors in it. It's well loved. I use it a lot for basically all my painting looks. And then my water paints I also got off Amazon. I'll show you that one here too. It's called the Planetoid Pro Face Paint by Ukanbi Professional Face and Body. Looks like that. It's actually pretty good for how cheap it was. So both of these are pretty good for how cheap they were. I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, so we're just kind of giving it that depth and dimension by going around. And again, this is going to have a lot of blood in it, so I'm just giving it that base color so that it's not just blood sitting in there by itself. Where did I do the crayon? There it is. And then we're just going to deepen up that red. And the black also helps make the red look darker, which is nice. And I'm going to darken that up around here. Okay. Then we're going to add fake blood right on the inside. So my last few steps are going to be, oh, I can just do this. Add a little bit of red on the inner portion of my lips. I might actually add a little bit of gray to the the outer parts of my lips, or brown maybe. Not sure yet. Kind of got some creative leeway with this look. I can just do what I want. But yeah, that's it for that. All right, I'm gonna add the blood now. I'm going to start with this bloody scab. It's like a thick gel. I don't need a brush for that. I just use whatever brush I have handy. It comes out like that. It's very thick. I'm just gonna place it in there. It'll take some finessing to really, come on, stay. There we go. That's better. See, it kind of comes out really thick. It's like Vaseline. Honestly, you could probably make your own bloody scab with some Vaseline and food coloring. Not hard to make fake blood. I've done it once with corn syrup and food coloring as well. Key is to not make it that bright red, but add some like green or blue to make it this deep, deep red. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep going with that, and I'll add some fake blood around the edges and probably smudge out my mascara a bit. And once I'm done all that, I'll come back and put in some contacts as well. Okay, here's your trigger warning. All right. This is how I look. Sorry, I can barely see with these contacts in, so yeah, put blood around my mouth, added more blood to this. And yeah, some of these tears are real because putting in these contacts really make my eyes tear up, specifically these ones because they're the blind ones. Yeah, so this is it, guys. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Again, I can't see very well, but the tears kind of wiped away the actual mascara stains. But I added some red to my, I don't know if it's still there actually, but I added some red to my waterline. That's really good too. And yeah, that's it. That's the finished dead person look. Creepy, but I hope you enjoyed this, or at least found it informative. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more SFX videos like this. And like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. I'll have them linked below. And yeah, that's about it. Bye.